Good morning, YouTubers. Dan the Tech here. Slow day at the shop, so I'll give you guys a bit of a toolbox tour. This is my Snap-on Epic 68. That is my old box, which I still have. You can see, got a power top, built-in LEDs, power bank there, power bank there. Then conveniently, there's an outlet on the back on both corners. So, top drawer. Yeah, I got a couple things. Got some money involved. Ratchets. Right angle drive ratchet. This thing's pretty cool. Got me out of a jam a couple times. My custom ratchet. 1/2-inch drive Craftsman. Cut the handle off. Welded a tie rod too. It's actually the perfect length for turning alignment adjustment sleeve hooks. I started off with a Craftsman set when I was real young. Still have a lot of those sockets, but slowly over the course of time they've been breaking, and I've had to get Mac stuff. 1/4-inch drive zip gun, 2 1/2-inch drive guns, 3/8 snap-on ratchet. Love that thing. Pass-through ratchet, which I don't use too often, but when I have to, it comes in really fucking handy. Good old Toyota oil filter socket. And then the claw. These things are so invaluable. They're not that expensive and they work wonders. Oh, let's see. Triple squares. I don't even remember what these are. Never used them. Had them for at least 5 years. 1/2-inch Matco ratchet. 1/2-inch Mac ratchet. Love them both. I have a little bit of a flashlight collection. Streamlight Stry-ons are amazing. Now we go to the wrench drawer. Mac wrenches from 32 all the way to 6. There's some of my original Craftsman stuff. I primarily use them for custom stuff because, you know, I've had them so long, they weren't expensive. I can cut them up. I can weld them back together if I want. I can make custom angles like that. Line wrenches, same thing. Cheap brand, great neck. But cut them up, weld them back together. Then I got some Sun-X wrenches, because I do a lot of alignments. Sometimes I need bigger wrenches for stuff. So we got 33 all the way to 50. Then some Pittsburgh little guy ratcheting wrenches. They serve their purpose fairly well. Oh, gear wrench Matco wrenches, XLs. Love these things. I use these primarily for all the jam nuts when I'm doing alignments on tie rods. Then we got the old gear wrench serpentine belt tool. This thing is amazing. I love it. Now, going on to the next big drawer. Well, people messaging me while I'm doing videos. Air hammer, right angle die grinder, whiz wheel. Took the guard off, getting better places. Now, I like this gun sometimes, but other times I don't. The only way I can get the maximum power out of it is with high flow fittings, high flow couplers, and high flow lines, which we don't have. If anybody's looking for a set of phenomenal drill bits, these are your guys right here. Cobalt drill bits. They're a little on the pricey side, but well worth it. Oh, okay. Oh, high flow coupler like I was telling you about. Wire wheel for my 1/4-inch zip gun. Air saw that needs a new blade. Inner tie rod tool. Couldn't tell you how long I've had this. Works great. But what I'm about to show you right now makes life super convenient, especially working on Jeeps or anything big for that matter. So, fan clutch. Get the fan off the clutch, right? Well, this is an air hammer tool. Put that end in your fan, or in your air hammer. Figure out which adapter you need, which wrench size, and then, if I can do this with hand, you set it up in there, and boom, life is 10 times easier. Let's put that back away. Oh god, doesn't want to go back. Now if you do tranny work or you're a Ford guy, this is something you're going to need. This little quick disconnect tool. See how it's got that recessed collar? Well, if you don't have this, you're not getting tranny lines off anything Ford related that's newer. Thanks, Ford. Always thinking about the little guy. Oh, pipe cutter for exhaust. Let's see, what else? Welding glasses. Let's talk about welding glasses. I prefer using glasses over a helmet because I do a fair amount of exhaust work. And these allow me to get into much tighter areas than a helmet does. And I like that because I can guarantee that I am getting a full bead all the way around and I'm not missing any little tiny holes. Next thing are going to be the Mac Parrot Jaw pliers. These are great for sway bar end links that like to spin when you're trying to take them out to either A, replace them, or B, do struts. These are also really good for frozen or rounded bleeder nuts on brake systems. Another invaluable tool, or another very invaluable tool, listen to my grammar, is this for exhaust hangers. Love it. It's like 30 bucks. Saves me a huge hassle. Anybody doing brakes needs one of these. Dual piston compressor. I like it. I've had it for a while. Everybody in the garage likes it. Everybody's always borrowing it. So, I may wind up buying another one just to have another one. I got a couple vice grips. You know, I got enough stuff to get me by. And typically I'm the guy in the shop that has something when something's needed that someone doesn't have. So I guess every garage has to have one of them guys. Screwdriver drawer. But it's not just screwdrivers. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I favor the Mac brand for a couple different reasons. One, my distributor was my mentor when I was younger and helped me become the tech that I am today. Shout out to Evan Glass Mac Tools, Scranton, Pennsylvania. He became a Mac dealer, and I have helped him on the truck numerous times. And, you know, for the quality of the tool and the price, I personally think hands down you can't go wrong. Now don't get me wrong, I like Snap-on stuff, but Snap-on stuff tends to be on the expensive side. So, that being said, I get what I can from who I can, when I can, for the best price that I can. I don't know how many of you guys out there do a lot of welding, but I do a fair bit of it. And these are actually welder's files. And these things are amazing. I actually got these for free from one of my buddies when he was cleaning out his garage of his dad's old stuff. And these things are worth their weight in gold as well. Love them, love them, love them. And I'm super glad I didn't have to buy them and they were given to me. So, sorry I keep going in and out of good angles and stuff. I'm trying to organize as I go through this with you guys so you can get a better idea. This is a deburring tool for when you're doing brake lines. Very handy. This is something I had an old-timer show me, and it blew my mind. This is an inner tie rod that I actually cut the ball socket end off of after I replaced it and ground it down. Greatest idea I've ever had thrown at me is turn old inner tie rods into punches. It's an awesome idea. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, anybody working on anything that has connectors gonna need a decent set of picks. I got a couple sets, and as you can see, I need to get another long set because tools tend to grow feet, whether it's lost, forgotten, whatever. Next drawer, plier drawer. Pliers and hammers. If you don't have one of these, I suggest getting it. Cable hose clamp pliers. Phenomenal. Love them. These little things are great too. These are pinch clamps. I use these when I'm replacing calipers or have to disconnect the caliper or do something. Keeps air from getting into the system more than it will, and it keeps the reservoir from going dry. Snap ring pliers. I want to say these are Sun X. I got these off of Amazon for like 30 bucks. And I got a pretty big set for 30 bucks off Amazon. I got this, and these big guys. So, shout out to Amazon sometimes for having really good deals. Now this. Not a lot of people are going to know what these are. But these are amazing when you have to use them. These are for the horseshoe clips on rear drums for e-brakes. Now if I can get my camera to focus, there's a little notch right here that goes on the top of the clip, and then this wedge goes in the bottom and spreads it so you can take that clip off and get that pin out and disconnect the arm for the e-brake lever. These were probably about $30 and worth every bit of it. Now, if you're looking for a set of decent hammers, I would definitely say go with the Mac Tools Anti-Vibe. They make a bunch of different sizes. They often come in sets, and they're frequently on special. I can't tell you how much I love it. This little guy I made from an inner tie rod and a U-joint. And this thing's actually really handy in a couple different ways. It's really useful pounding out U-joints, or even just hitting something that you need a narrow head for. I like it. I tend to make some of my own stuff when I need it. Okay, moving right along. Next drawer is a lot of different stuff. So, Mac Tools Fuel Injection Test Kit. This thing's great. I've used it a bunch of times. I think this was about maybe $225. I bought it a while ago. Also comes with an engine vacuum gauge, different fittings. Love it. Okay, wobblehead Long Allen keys. Had these for a while. I bought these initially because I was doing valve cover gasket on a 2.0 Volkswagen, and they're actually hex bolts that hold the valve cover on, or no, for the intake there's hex bolts that hold the intake on, and you actually need Long Allen keys to get through between the plenum channels to get the other side of the flange nuts. So those are super useful for a lot of different reasons. These are the Mac Tools Allen keys, and they are the RBRT technology. So these will remove a hex bolt that is 90% rounded or 80% rounded, and I've used them a couple times so far. I've actually already broken one and had to have it warrantied out. Super useful, super useful. And they also make an RBRT torque spit. I haven't used these yet, but I'm looking forward to using them. And then I got my standard Mac Tools Allen set and torque spit set. Anybody who works on Triton 3 valves, this is essential if I can get it to open. And this gets out the broken spark plugs that always love to break. So there's that. Got that off of Snap-on for I think $100. You could probably find it on Amazon cheaper. Anything German, mostly Volkswagens and Audis, you're gonna need large Allens for some axle bolts. So what you do is, this is your driver end that goes into your gun, and then you're gonna take this and drop it into there, and there's a set screw. I've already broken one of them. I had to have it replaced. I forget which size, but you know, that's the good thing about getting stuff off of trucks, is warranties and convenience. The bolt drawer. Got a couple different things going on here. A lot of bolts, some shim kits for alignments, my ball joint press with the adapters, and then if you want to make your life way easier and you're doing brake lines, get a hydraulic flare tool. It's amazing. It's worth its weight in gold. I love it. This thing has made me a lot of money, and they have come down significantly in price. When I bought this, it was like $500, and now they're down around like $280 to $350. So super affordable now. Well worth it. Whoa! All right. Electrical drawer. Mac multimeter. Love it. Had that for a long time. Never let me down. Power probe. If you are doing anything electrical, even if it's, you know, just little straightforward stuff, this thing will save you a lot of time and help you. This is a great diagnostic tool, as well as just a verification tool once you get done doing something, checking stuff. If you want to kind of save yourself a little bit of time and you're in tight spaces, these things are great. These are an alternative to crimp connectors. So there's a solder sleeve in here, and then that colored end references the gauge wires, and it's also a sealant, and this is all heat shrink. So you hit this with a heat gun and it melts the solder around the wires, melts this, creates a seal, and then shrinks the whole tube. Awesome. Another Amazon purchase. Love it. This tool right here, this will show you your spark signal on coils, on wires, anything ignition related as far as firing. I actually love this thing. I've had this for quite some time, and this will show me if I have a weak coil or obviously a dead coil, and it gives me a good reference. And with this dial, you can adjust your resistance to get right where you need to be to get the answers that you need. Now they also make a fuel injection one. There it is, buried. I don't use this one too much, but this actually similar, except you take the probe tip, you set it on your injector, and it's kind of like a handheld Noid light, where you adjust your resistance, and then there's a light up there that fires every time the injector fires. Super cool. Like that one a lot too. This is the drawer that fits everything I can't get anywhere else. So, Solus Edge. Love it. Had it for a while. Had it since like 2014, I think. I'm the only one in the shop with a current scanner. My only issue with this is I want to do more. This does just enough for me to, do good diagnostic, but I've progressed a lot since I purchased this, and I want to get something that either has a scope function or has more programming ability. Troubleshooter's great. The only thing I don't like is with Snap-on, you get pretty much every vehicle you need except for Saab. For some reason, they don't give you Saab, but they give you a Spartan motorhome. They give you a workhorse. They give you smart cars. But why no Saab? Snap-on, please answer. One thing I'm not too thrilled about is because of the whole Chrysler gateway modules now is when I update the scanner, I'll be able to access all the Chrysler stuff from 17 on. But I got to pay $50 to register myself to gain access to the systems. Cooling pressure tester, love it. Valve spring compressor, harmonic balancer puller. Oh man. Old books before, we had a lot better databases online. Fuel line disconnects, power steering pulley puller, Volkswagen Audi triple square set, little quick code reader, some dust masks. Now we go over to the old box, and this is slowly acquiring stuff. My two Sawzalls, digital air gauge, micrometer, my Jeep tool. Use that when I do lower control arms or track bars on anything Jeep related or Dodge related. Super useful. Not a whole lot in this box. Those are the Euro connectors for my Snap-on scanner. U-joints, old cases that I took the stuff out of. Chemical drawer, a lot of chemicals. Not much to explain there. Building another bolt drawer. And, dielectric grease. That should probably go in my electrical drawer in the other box. That's pretty much it. So, that's the Snap-on Epic 68. There's my service tray. This is something I built when we were slow, and this is center section out of my Wrangler, the output shaft out of an MP231J transfer case out of my Wrangler, pistons out of a 2.2 Chevy Ecotec motor, and a bent donut rim, and the bearing still functions. Alright, YouTube, thanks for watching. I'm gonna keep posting more. You keep watching. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and this is Dan the Tech saying, have a good day, work smarter, not harder, make your tools work for you, and just be great. See ya.